A warrant from a judge to seize your cell phone records. There's nothing you can do about that.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Dizer.
I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Milwaukee Public Schools wants to improve literacy rates this year, but plans to improve reading have been hard for students and teachers. MPS Board of Directors like Christopher Fahn says a current literacy plan isn't working for students.
Students are having to engage the same piece of literature 2-3 times.
MPS Academic Superintendent of Literacy, Dr. Gabriela Bell Jimenez, says adjustments are being made with the district's Science of Reading program.
I recognize that it is tiresome for kiddos to be able to do that, and because of that, we're really excited to have access to version 3 so we don't have to engage in those types of practices.
The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is taking action against Northwestern Mutual. The case centers on a 2020 promotion that the employee, Mark McNulty, says he was denied because the company prioritized diversity efforts. Milwaukee Business Journal reporter Rich Kirchin.
Northwestern Mutual has been one of the large employers in the Milwaukee area that has had a pretty strong commitment to DEI. He had applied for a promotion and felt that he was passed over because of the fact that he was a white male, and the company was emphasizing promoting and hiring racial minorities.
Northwestern Mutual denies its DEI programs are discriminatory. The search is over for missing Slenderman attacker Morgan Geyser. Madison police say Geyser was arrested in Illinois. She went missing Saturday night after cutting off her GPS monitoring bracelet and walking away from her group home with an adult acquaintance. Her attorney, Anthony Cotton.
We don't know any of the facts about what happened or who might have assisted her.
Geyser was placed in the group home just a few months ago after being granted conditional release from Winnebago Mental Health Institute. She and Anissa Wire nearly stabbed their classmate Peyton Leutner to death to appease the fictional character Slenderman in 2014. Police in Posen, Illinois confirmed that Geyser was found at a truck stop with a 42-year-old man. The man was charged with criminal trespassing and obstructing identification. He has since been released from custody. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things
that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I got so much stuff to talk about today. I don't know what moniker we're using for him today. We're going to use NYGP. He'll be coming in to talk about some sports and all those things that are going on today. Packers win, Bears win, Bucks, well, I guess we'll talk about that too. 833-212-1017 is the number. I want to talk about meritocracy. I think that we are now at a time, and I know I got Sandra's voice in the back of my head. She said she was going to call today sometime. I got Sandra's voice in the back of my head talking about this and not trusting it. But I think it is similar to the automobile, the telephone, the car, all those things that we've always been afraid of, and we've always thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be terrible and it's going to cause all this trouble. And later, because Black people didn't jump in. Let me be straight. Black people in Milwaukee didn't jump in and get some things done. We are always at the back end. We always come in and get the scraps that are left over. We come in and get the things that would have done us well had we just jumped in and had a hope mentality instead of a fearful mentality. Had a learning mentality instead of a losing mentality. But that seems to permeate our community. And we've had some big misses as it relates to people saying they were going to help, they were going to do, they were going to, and they didn't follow through. I still have to say one of the biggest, most powerful things in the Black community is entrepreneurship. Building a business and being able to create something and sell it is probably the best thing you can do for your life, for your legacy. But for some reason, we don't. We're scared. We're fearful. We continue to always work for other people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But meritocracy, as I see in the YouTube chat, it's not a myth. Meritocracy is what you make it. If you're looking to someone else to make you equal, then you will never be equal. I would never make anybody equal to me. I want to be the top dog. But there are areas and places and spaces where you can be equal, if not exceed, the norm in that space. But when you say meritocracy is a myth, that's your mindset telling you you can't. That's fear, not hope. That's a fear of failure. And guess what? Remember when I said sometimes you got to work twice as hard in order to be equal? Yeah, that's doing something somebody else wants you to do. You only have to work as hard as you want to in order to do that, to achieve. And you can in entrepreneurship. There's hard work on everybody's part. We have to stop looking at trying to get things easy, trying to avoid failure, trying to get over on somebody instead of just taking care of the business that has been placed in front of us. Over the weekend, I looked at about 7 programs that you can use to generate business, to create a business, to sustain a business relatively easy. In other words, what might have taken you 8 weeks to create, you could do it in about 8 hours. And then spend the next 8 weeks making it 8 times better. But you know the old saying, you don't know what you don't know? There's technology out today that I sat, put in a prompt, and was able to create a biography website for myself. It took me 4 minutes. I told it what I wanted on it. I told it what I wanted to say, and it took 4 minutes. I came up with an idea that is going to remove a pain point for people. And when I say pain point, that means that there's always something in your day that you do that is going to cause you to move slow, stop what you're doing, fix it. Heavy manual labor, for lack of a better term. What can you do to cut all that down? Because really, we talk about money or how much money is a website making. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. It's the time that you're spending to create something that's going to sell. Today, you can do that in 8 minutes. You can create in 8 hours something that would, quite frankly, on the low end, generate about $100,000 a month. But you just have to take the time to learn it. You have to take the time to increase it. But the bottom line is, and I guess it's something you should understand, money is relative in that depending on what you make for a salary, somebody else can make enough money to pay somebody else that. So at a time when, pick a number, $40,000 a year, might have been something you wanted to work your way up to make. Somebody else doesn't think about it because they pay other people to do that. $40,000. So that part doesn't change. You might think $100,000 is a lot, but if you made $100,000 in a month, you wouldn't think about it. One of the reasons why people's businesses don't work is because we make things we love. I have a passion for that. I have a love for that. And it doesn't work. I don't understand. I wrote a book and nobody wanted to read it because you wrote it for yourself. You built your business for yourself. You thought that'd be cool, so you thought you'd do it because you like it. When in fact, what it comes down to is what are you doing for other people that's going to relieve stress or fix a problem for them that they have. And it comes down to how you sell it. It comes down to what you call it. Is it Dr. Ken's truth? Or is it truth you can use for the rest of your life? Which one of those would you read? Would you read Dr. Ken's truth in a book? Or would you read 10 truths that will change your life and help you leave a legacy? It's not about the creator. It's about the people and what they get when you fix something for them. And that's no matter what you do. If you're in school, if you're at work, what are you doing to alleviate someone else's stress so they can be better? People will pay that. They will pay for that. And they will pay you. So the next time you have an idea, think about it. To democratize and create meritocracy by you simply working on you, there's only one piece of technology where in the next year, and I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I know it works, there's one piece of technology you can use that can make you $1 million or more. Know what it's called? AI.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. On Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Dominican University Stars.
Jovanovic free throw line. Backs down DeVries with a left-hand dribble. Feeds, fires, and scores. Hubbard as well on the floor. Aguilar in. Bulldog scoops and scores. 2 tough ones from Amar Aguilar.
Scott Warris has the coverage Tuesday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction released this year's school report card, and Milwaukee College Prep is shining bright. All 4 MCP campuses outpace the NPS average in math and ELA growth, attendance, and closing achievement gaps. MCP is a high-performing nonprofit charter network serving more than 2,000 Black and Brown scholars from K-3 to 8th grade. This Giving Tuesday, December 2nd, help keep this great work going by giving the gift of education at mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, Young Money, we gonna get back to that. We gonna have a conversation. Watch this. That's why I don't use Amazon, but we'll get to that. NYGP.
What's up?
What's going on?
How are you? I had a great weekend. How was your weekend?
I had a phenomenal weekend.
What'd you get into?
My Bears won.
I see.
And the Packers won.
That is true. We both.
Great weekend.
Yeah, everybody in the region got a win except for Minnesota.
Except for
Detroit even won, but
okay. It was a kind of raggedy win, but they won nonetheless.
Yeah, it was
interesting.
It's a tale of two halves, as we talked about all season. Again, they were up, I believe, 4 at halftime. It was 10-6, and again, the defense, which was phenomenal as always. Again, it's what we've leaned on, obviously, with the addition of Parsons and the secondary being a concern. But they did what they needed to do to, grind out a win that they were supposed to have.
Yep.
And so, playing against a young quarterback, they blitzed him all day. They got so much pressure on him.
Poor Parsons. Just walking all over people.
It's too easy for him sometimes. It's crazy.
It like every 6 plays, you're laying on your back and Parsons is walking over. Like it's like, dude, like, oh my gosh.
No, it's wild watching him move 2 people, sometimes 3 at a time, and chasing quarterbacks down. They had a bunch of plays where I believe the Vikings were in their own territory, 4 or 5 yard line, and they almost got a safety 2 or 3 times. And so, again, Jordan Love is making do with spare parts. Again, we talked about it before. There's no Reed, there's no Kraft. There was no Jacobs as well. And, again, shout out to Wilson. Obviously, Wilson had a huge day. He had 2 touchdowns.
Sure did.
107 yards on 28 carries, I believe.
Now, you played defense, right?
Yes.
So how can somebody like a Parsons be that fast? This guy's got to be 250, 280. Well, 250, you could probably move like that. 280, 290. He's probably like 5', like 6'4".
6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Stout guy.
Yes.
Like, doesn't look like he could run 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And to see that guy run, to see some of those tackles and guards, defensive tackles run to the sideline and tackle somebody. I'm like, what? And so I think with Jordan Love, when you play with what you know, you kind of settle.
Yeah, he's I don't want to say a game manager because we tend to overlook the term,
right.
But he is game managing because, again, you don't have all your weapons on paper, and so you game plan around different guys who might not be used to being called upon. And again, Wilson was more than happy to carry the ball 28 times, averaged over 4 something a carry.
Man.
And obviously you're getting production from Wicks, who was kind of overlooked going into this season. He was, I want to say, the 4th or 5th option on the roster.
And you didn't need your kicker.
Exactly. And he was money today, I said money Sunday. He had, I believe, 3 field goals. None of them were super long, but he made the chip shots that he was supposed to make. And so that's good for his confidence going into late game situations, later in the year where they may need a last-second drive and a last-second field goal. It was a feel-good win for everybody involved. Jordan Love didn't have to do too much heavy lifting. Threw the ball, I believe, 21 or 20 times for 150-something yards.
Right.
And they got out of there with a win. Again, they were at home. They won the game that they were supposed to, and now they can move on. Short week. They play the Lions on the road at Ford Field, a team they've already beaten.
It's going to be tough.
Right, but
still going to be tough.
Yeah, a team that can put up points in a hurry.
Yeah.
And so, again, you've already kind of eliminated one divisional foe. Again, the Vikings are essentially, banished to the wasteland now. But, again,
why you got to say it like that?
It's just the truth.
Because it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Yeah.
No. Again, this is a Packers team that has to play the Lions, the Bears. I believe they have to play the Vikings again.
They got to pretty much be perfect.
Yes.
For the rest of the season.
And again, with that tie on their record, again, a divisional loss would be kind of devastating. They're basically firmly in the wild card right now, but second in division. Again, if they can muster up somehow, again, to beat the Bears twice, which is a team that has also been super resilient all year long.
Man.
Not rookie head coach. You've got a young quarterback, and he's got some weapons. They've been able to run the ball, play a lot of defense.
But a quarterback who is not afraid to run, not afraid to get tackled. When you got the quarterback getting up before the lineman, when you get knocked, popped on the sideline and get up looking for the ref to give him the ball and run, you you can't beat that.
Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
But the thing that really matters in moments like that, you can see how much the team trusts his quarterback. For example, there was a defensive back, Gardner Johnson. He's on the bench, but he's angry at the defensive player. Right. And so you see guys trying to protect him, rallying around him because they understand how hard he's playing and how much he's willing to put his body on the line for them to win. And so, again, the Packers versus the Bears, it's a game that people will look into, but there's no game that they can overlook right now. That Lions game is going to be peak cinema, again, for those who rallying around the turkey and the cranberry sauce and everything else that you eat on Thanksgiving. You might have to take a little pause to watch that game.
Don't choke.
Yeah, exactly.
You might choke on your turkey. Yeah. What's with the Bucs?
I think they're right where they want to be. Again,
dude, come on.
I'm being honest. Just hear me out.
I lost 3 games.
No,
we're right where we want to be.
No, just hear me out.
Come on.
This was a team, again, that we expected Giannis to have to do a lot of heavy lifting.
Right.
And
now he's doing no lifting.
Yeah, but they've had a tough go at it. Again, they had to play the Lakers, the Pistons, and a couple other tough teams that were kind of championship contenders in the midst of 3 weeks without their best player.
But they got 62 games.
Yes. And
I think only 3.
Yeah, and I think this is a chance for them to experiment and see what they can get out of a lot of guys. Again, Ryan Rollins, who's been a bright spot, he's averaging 20 points over these last 3 games without Giannis. And I think they're obviously banged up. They don't have Kevin Porter Jr., who's supposed to be their starting point guard, essentially, which has allowed Ryan Rollins to grow. And you also don't have Giannis. So Giannis draws a lot of attention. This is a team that puts up a lot of three-pointers a game. They average, I believe they're in the top half. They average about 38 three-point attempts a game, and they're shooting about 47% as a team. So,
but what's their percentage for three-pointers? See, that's the problem.
Yeah. It's high, but they live and die by the 3. And so, again, when there's a night where you might put up 38 of them and you hit maybe 9 or 10, teams are steadily pulling away because they're chipping away.
Yep.
And you don't have, that great on-ball defender that you used to have. Guys like
go
DJ
in the
Tucker.
hole. You don't have that at all.
Yeah, you don't have one of your premier rim protectors as well. And so they're just trying to find kind of their stride. They're trying to tinker with rotations. They're trying to see what guys that they can keep out there for 10 to 15 minutes when other teams go on runs. Obviously, basketball is a game of runs, but if you're giving up more points than you score, you're obviously going to lose a couple games.
How many games are they in? Like 15, 18, something like that?
I believe so. I think they're 8-9 right now, so 17.
They got about 17 games.
8-9. And so, they're at home tonight. They're playing a Portland team that's, missing one of their best players in Shaedon Sharpe. So we'll see what they have to muster up. Again, if they can hit the 3 ball and they can get hot, this is a team that can, blow the doors off of anybody. They had a tough game against the 76ers, which they lost in overtime, but you allow their best player to score 50.
Which they shouldn't have lost in overtime, whether they scored 50 or 54 or 60. They should not have. They made, can I say the word, rookie mistakes?
You can. It's a cliche, but
it is. But it's also true. See, cliches and stereotypes are true because they're true.
That is, that is. It's a team, again, I'm not worried about this team right now at all. Again, it's super early in the season. Again, they're playing they're playing the teams that, they're going to have to worry about later in the year, obviously. But you see everybody 3 or 4 times, and so they'll see the Pistons again. Maybe the Pistons will cool off. The Bucks might be at full strength. They'll have Kevin Porter Jr. They'll have Giannis. And this is a team that I think will need to be, active at the trade deadline. I think they do need to add another on-ball defender and possibly another shooter, if not, a backup center. There's going to be some pieces that have to get moved in order for this team to really go on a run.
So when's that point?
Like when do you realize that they need to make them?
When do they reach? I'm saying it wrong. When do they reach the apex? And it either goes up or they're done.
I think February. I think coming out of that All-Star break, I think they'll know.
Game number.
Yes, game number.
How many? Like after they get to game number,
I'd say 50.
Out of 62 games, about 50 is about.
I'd say 55. You know exactly what you have and what you need to do.
Yeah, come on. That's only 7 games from end of the season, though. We're talking.
But there's teams that are going to be probably clinching playoff spots, whether we, 55, 60 games in. So, like, again, a team like the Thunder are 17-1. They're on pace to clinch. I would say, coming right out of the All-Star break. If they continue that pace, which obviously they're going to slow down,
So they got to, reserve themselves for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
history, trends to teams steadily slowing down. It depends on if they want to go for the record. If not, if they want to, I believe the record right now is 7-3-9, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I believe that's the Warriors in 2015 or 2016, whichever year that they did that.
Yep.
But
and they only beat the Bulls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that mattered to them, but I don't remember them, being successful in the playoffs. They were worn down because they gave it everything that they had during the regular season. Right. And so if the Bucks people want to keep sleeping on them, again, this is a team that can shoot the three ball. They have size. They have length. They do have a championship caliber coach. So this is not a team that you want to run into in the first round.
And Giannis will be back.
Yes.
And Pearce will be back.
Yeah. So this is a team that, if they happen to be in the play-in or they happen to be a 6 or 7 seed, this is a team that you don't want to play in the first round. Right. So we'll see how they, kind of grow and mature again as they get their leader back later in the year or in a couple weeks. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
Or they just need another leader.
That too. Another veteran wouldn't help or would help, also. So we'll see what they get to add to the team going forward.
All right. Thank you much, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And you're a what fan?
I am a Knicks fan.
You're a Knicks in basketball, and football is?
Patriots.
Anyway.
Is that New York's finest?
No. And out with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Well, we got a new issue now on the ramp from 43 southbound to westbound 94 in the Marquette. We've got a crash on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. It's already going to be backed up from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette down to the KK River anyway, so just keep your eyes open for that. Southbound 41 got backups just south of Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. Northbound sides backing up from just north of Mayfair Road all the way up almost to Capitol Drive. And then we've got delays on the bypass from about National Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to just past Forest Home. On the westbound side, it's just tightening up right past Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, chance of rain or drizzle, patchy fog, a low of 43. Tomorrow, chance of showers with a high of 52. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Harley-Davidson is an iconic Milwaukee brand, recognized worldwide for its innovation and strength. For many years, Harley-Davidson has partnered with Junior Achievement to prepare the future workforce of our community. Together, we're ensuring young people discover the career path that's right for them. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
Most elves have pointy shoes. I have 4 paws.
Ho, ho, ho! Pallet, how's my favorite helper making the season shine?
Oh, just sprinkling a little color wherever I go. You see, Santa, my person's a veteran, and some days the memories are heavy. When her skies turn gray, I help fill her heart with shades of hope, the purple of laughter, the blue of courage, and the happy hue of joy.
Ho, ho, Sounds like you're painting the world brighter.
That's right, Santa. I'm more than her service dog. I'm her living paintbrush. With every swoosh of my tail, I add a stroke of cheer to her canvas. With every longing gaze, I brush love on the picture we're creating together. A masterpiece, wrapped in warmth and tied with a bow.
Now that's a gift you can't put under a tree.
This season, help paint the picture. Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Oh, oh, oh.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers dominate the Vikings 24-6 on Sunday, holding J.J. 9 McCarthy to 87 yards and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
All three phases contributed to that win. It's never easy going against a division rival and a team that has beat us twice in a row at Lambeau, so that felt really good. And
Packers are in Detroit on Thanksgiving. Kickoff is at noon. The Milwaukee Bucks are in crucial need of a win as they look to get one against the Trailblazers tonight. Damian Lillard recently waived from the Milwaukee Bucks, returned to the Blazers this offseason. Tip-off is tonight at 7. Badger football defeated number 21 ranked Illinois on Saturday 27-10 in their final home game of the season. Their final regular season game is up in Minnesota for the Battle of the Axe. Kickoff is Saturday at 2:30. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. 34 minutes after the hour. What is the weather looking like? I don't really want to know what the weather's looking like. I don't really care what the weather's looking like, but I got to check it anyway because that's what I do. 49 degrees. Showers are in the vicinity. Supposed to rain a little bit tonight with a low of 43 degrees. So I'm depressed already. Yes, I am. Yes. So, hey, you heard they caught your girlfriend, Zach. They caught your girlfriend, Morgan Geiser.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
So here's my issue. So Saturday, around 5:30, they kind of noticed that Morgan was missing. But they didn't report it until the next morning around 10 a.m. That's when all the alerts started coming out. Hey, she's missing. And I'm like, well, if she's been missing since 5:30 on Saturday, what'd y'all do for 18 hours? Okay, it might have been 15 hours. What'd y'all do? Like, what were we doing? So as I watch the news coverage, and I talk about this, by the way, make sure you hang around. I'm going till 8 o'clock tonight with Truth Unfiltered. The thing that disturbed me about it was how the media handled it. So they couldn't take her to Waukesha, where she was from, because what do they call it? Halfway house or whatever they had her at. The group home. That's cute. In the city, it's a halfway house. Suburbs, it's a group home. They said it's too close to the victim. So they put her in Dane County in Madison. Put her on an ankle monitoring bracelet, Department of Corrections, and that's where she was since March. Got released in March. Had the rigmarole of going through. And so now she's released, there since March, and then she just walks away. Poof. Cuts off the bracelet, walks away. First of all, how did she even get to where she was? Well, you remember when the case was going on, I complained about it the entire time. If you got a 10-year-old black boy in Milwaukee County who shoots his mother, and you try him as an adult, then you should have tried Morgan and whatever the other girl's name as adults. But somehow you came up with a reason in a way, and I hate to say it and I hate to racialize it, but you made a black boy, made him out to be a grown man. Because we always know, and yes, I said always, even though you should never say always, in my experience, when black people commit crimes, even as juveniles, they're thought of as being smarter, more criminal, and more conniving. When white kids commit crimes, they're misinformed, they're mentally ill, they're coerced. There's always some other reason that they use to mitigate it. And when I watched all them white folks out there fight like cats and dogs to make sure she went to a mental health facility, I was bothered with it then, and now it's been proven that I was right. She should have been in Techeetah, up in Green Bay, in a women's prison, and locked away. But that's not what you did. You allowed her to go to a halfway house, and she escaped. So then she went to Illinois, in Polson, Illinois, southwestern part of the city, southwest suburb, in Chicago, at a truck stop. Where was she going? To meet Slender Man? No real bad news coverage. Oh, breaking news, she escaped. Didn't even call it an escape. She was missing. What kind of garbage is that? That is people that are in charge of the media, predominantly white, downplaying what this girl did. They downplayed it when she stabbed somebody 19 times. They found a way to mitigate it and send her to a mental health institution. And now you have this nonsense. That's felony escape. Felony escape. She was on the equivalent of parole. And she committed a felony escape. Are they going to charge her with a felony now? I hope so. But you know they'll find a way not to. You know what they're going to do, right? Blame the man who went to her church who helped her escape. Notice how when they said, oh, Morgan was seen with an adult, not the actor, not the escapee, right? Look at the language people use when they write. They know what they're writing. When they add all these adjectives and adverbs to make something look like something it really isn't, when you use it in your political writing or a story about a politician that you don't like, you put very, 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 very specific things in it that paints a picture for somebody. It makes everybody think the way you want them to think. And that's what they did with Morgan. You're talking about an escaped person who committed attempt homicide by stabbing another juvenile 19 times, and she was a 12-year-old. And you have the audacity to downplay it, something you never would have done if she was in Milwaukee County. You would have made her out to be a killer. Lock your doors, batten the hatches, turn down everything, cut off your lights, make it look like you're not home, or turn the lights on, make it look like you're home so she won't come there. Like all those things. Lock your door, close your windows, close your curtain. You'd have been doing all that mess if it was a little black kid. But this little white girl, we didn't see any pictures of her other than pictures taken on video. Where's her mugshot? Where's the mugshot with the numbers underneath it, with the orange jumpsuit? Nah, we're not going to see that. Not of Morgan. Not a little white girl from Waukesha. We're not going to do that. We have to be careful with what we read. That's why when I argued last week and everybody calls you a conservative or this and that, talking about Trump and all that, listen to what people are writing and how they write it if they're pro or con. We don't have journalists the way we used to have. Journalists today seem to work at their own best interests. Journalists use words that soften the blow when it's somebody that looks like them. And black journalists do it as well. Don't get it twisted. They twist everything and make it racial to the point where sometimes I don't understand why you're making this an issue when it's not an issue. I'm talking about all journalists. It was as if she wasn't missing. Like if they didn't send out an alert from the news, why didn't you send out a statewide alert to everybody? Did you alert Dane County? What about Walworth County? What about Rock County? And how did you, not being seen, get all the way to Posen, Illinois? Because she was a little white girl. I'm sorry, she's a white woman. And she blended in. And nobody questioned it. I think it's unfortunate. And every day I just lose more and more respect for journalists in the state of Wisconsin. And it's really unfortunate because had someone gotten hurt, it would have been their fault. Convicted of attempted murder and had a 43-year-old accomplice sleeping behind an Illinois gas station after they ran out of gas. The two met at church and planned the escape. Think about that. Met a couple of months ago at Good Shepherd Church, became upset about how she was being treated at her group home, and the facility denied him visitation rights. Why is a 43-year-old man trying to visit a 23-year-old at a group home? Due to her being mistreated at the group home and him not being able to visit her, they decided to run away from the group home. He wasn't at the group home. Geiser confirmed the relationship began at church and told officers that Mecca had previously visited her by climbing her window and sneaking in on multiple occasions. Think about that. What kind of group home are you at where someone can break in and visit you? And I love this part of it. After Geiser cut off her Department of Corrections ankle monitor with scissors, didn't it trigger? How long did it take the Department of Corrections to report her missing? How long did it take the group home to report her missing? The only information we've ever seen, and I talk about it from 6 to 8 in Truth Unfiltered, why did it take so long? Like, what happened from the time she cut it to the time they released that she was missing? What did you do in that time? Did you look for her? Y'all take 5 minutes to look for us, and then y'all got our picture all over billboards and milk cartons. You gotta look for him. Dr. Ken, he escaped. He escaped. She made it all the way to southwestern Chicago suburbs. Yes, I'm that upset. Because we talk about the justice system being fair, and in this instance, the justice system isn't fair because it should have alerted people statewide that this girl was missing. Should have alerted people at the time it happened. And that should have been instant. So now you got a nationwide warrant with extradition for a person who's wanted for first-degree attempted murder. Think about that. You go to the news websites, now it's at the top. Sunday, you couldn't find it. You had to scroll down to find, oh, by the way, Megan's missing. Really? Really? And you say it's fair. I say no.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's a big week for Milwaukee College Prep. MCP is a high-performing nonprofit charter network serving more than 2,000 black and brown scholars from K-3 through 8th grade right here in Milwaukee. And the results speak for themselves. MCP scholars are outpacing MPS average in math, ELA growth, attendance, and closing achievement gaps. This Giving Tuesday, keep the momentum going by doing your part by donating to MCP at mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025. That's mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long, like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake. Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't you know what makes you beautiful? I'll do anything for you that I've never done before. Don't you know that you're beautiful? I'll do anything for you like I've never loved before. Let me notice your truth right now. Let me into your heart somehow. I'll make you feel beautiful.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. LT says she was found with a 42-year-old man. Like he was 43. And I'm just correcting him because he actually corrected himself. Young Money said police did their job. What's the issue? No, the police didn't do their job. They should have released the information when it happened. They should have released it sooner. We should not have found out Sunday morning that she was missing since the prior afternoon. A person who was wanted for attempt first-degree homicide. Like, think about what you're saying. Police didn't do their job. Media didn't do their job. Department of Corrections clearly didn't do their job. And I expect the media, you know what Young Money said, Dr. Ken expecting the media to be damn near stalking people. That's their job. You're in the public. That is their job. This isn't nicety. This isn't like, what are you talking about? This nonsense of younger people thinking that everything's supposed to be nice and simple and sweet and pretty is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So he said, if they thought she was such a threat to the public, they would have released that information. How do you know, Young Money? Help me out. What experience do you have in the criminal justice system as a worker? What experience do you have in law enforcement? Let me think. Probably none. Probably none. Who's going to do the job of stalking that woman every move? That's their job. And the police didn't know until 12 hours after she escapes? No, that's not true. Department of Corrections, their protocol is to notify the police when an escaped felon is released. What are you talking about? They had to notify the local police department that they were actually placing her in the group home, who she was, what she got charged with, her picture, everything. What are you talking about? Again, you're talking about something that you don't know about. So let me help you. 12 hours. Listen to what you're saying. Somebody kills somebody. I kill Zach. Zach died. I get sent to jail. I get 40 years. 40. They just put her in a mental institution. But she got sentenced to what people get sentenced for when they get attempt homicide charges. 40 years. So then they let her go way too early. They lied and said it was mental health issues, and she did have mental health issues. I think schizophrenia and some things that helped do it. Should have jammed up the friend that was with her that talked her into doing everything, but they didn't. They went after her. They got both of them. Friend got released early. She got released early. You think if she was black, she would have been released early? Nope. Nope. We gotta give him a lesson. We gotta show him a lesson. So now we got it. And so the bottom line is, we don't know what you're talking about. It's not the media's job to stalk anybody. It's the media's job to present the facts in a timely manner. Everybody dropped the ball. Police, Sheriff's Department, Department of Corrections, everybody. So at least argue from a point that you know what you're talking about, because you don't know what you're talking about. Police didn't share the information for almost how many hours? That's ridiculous. Would you want to know that somebody in your neighborhood is a killer and they escaped from jail? Like, wouldn't you want to know that? I guess not. I guess not. And there's no way she will. Watch this. Curly Q, I said that. Has she been black? She wouldn't be in no mental institution. She'd be in Tachita, in prison, locked away. And every time she did something wrong, they tack on a year, tack on 6 months. So let's just be real. And here's my thing. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. But when you're sharing something way after the fact, that's ridiculous. The issue, like, what's wrong with you, Young Money? Police did their investigation. No, they didn't. Because had they done it in a timely manner, they would have released the information probably within an hour, maybe two. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5 up next.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
I'm
going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretend conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Milwaukee Public Schools wants to improve literacy rates this year, but plans to improve reading have been hard for students and teachers. MPS Board of Directors like Christopher Fawn says a current literacy plan isn't working for students.
Students are having to engage the same piece of literature 2-3 times.
MPS Academic Superintendent of Literacy, Dr. Gabriela Bell Jimenez, says adjustments are being made with the district's Science of Reading program.
I recognize that it is tiresome for kiddos to be able to do that, and because of that, we're really excited to have access to version 3 so that we don't have to engage in those types of practices.
The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is taking action against Northwestern Mutual. The case centers on a 2020 promotion that the employee, Mark McNulty, says he was denied because the company prioritized diversity efforts. Milwaukee Business Journal reporter Rich Kirchen.
Northwestern Mutual has been one of the large employers in the Milwaukee area that has had a pretty strong commitment to DEI. He had applied for a promotion and felt that he was passed over because of the fact that he was a white male, and the company was emphasizing promoting and hiring racial minorities.
Northwestern Mutual denies its DEI programs are discriminatory. The search is over for missing Slenderman attacker Morgan Geyser. Madison police say Geyser was arrested in Illinois. She went missing Saturday night after cutting off her GPS monitoring bracelet and walking away from her group home with an adult acquaintance. Her attorney, Anthony Cotton.
We don't know any of the facts about what happened or who might have assisted her.
Geyser was placed in the group home just a few months ago after being granted conditional release from Winnebago Mental Health Institute. She and Anissa Wire nearly stabbed their classmate, Peyton Leutner, to death to appease the fictional character Slenderman in 2014. Police in Posen, Illinois confirmed that Geyser was found at a truck stop with a 42-year-old man. The man was charged with criminal trespassing and obstructing identification. He has since been released from custody. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Miss Smith, of course, who clearly doesn't like me, like Young Money, said Madison police said they were not made aware of her appearance until nearly 12 hours later on Sunday morning. And that is when the public was alerted. So your narrative is wrong. It is not. When it got cut, somebody at the group home and somebody from the Department of Corrections should have notified the police. So worst case is there was a failure. There was a cascade of failure. Okay, so let's say you're true. Somebody still should have notified them sooner. And I'm blaming everybody. I'm blaming everybody. I don't care what you say, Miss Smith. I'm blaming everybody. You don't like it? Too bad. Hey, Young Money, are you a cop? Are you a cop? I didn't think so. The fact that you wrote it's going to take an hour makes no sense. How you going to blame me for these people getting the information late to me? Honestly, you should have been watching a group home. There should have been people checking on that group home at least once a day. See, there's a lot of things in the background that you don't know about how the Justice Department works when they want it to work. Had that been a black kid who did that, they would have been knocking on that door every day. Hey, just want to check if Dr. Ken is still there? Okay. They'd have been on the phone. Hey, can you do me a favor and check to see if Dr. Ken is in his room? Every day. And they didn't. And they didn't. They didn't. So, are we just making this up because it's a white girl, or we just don't like the police? Because not liking the police, you ready? Not liking, Young Money, okay, you should stop because you're not making any sense. It's plenty of black folks on the run now. They're not on the run from group homes. They're not on the run from prisons. They're not on the run from jails. They're on the run because they committed a crime. They never escaped. We're talking about an escapee that's a felon who tried to kill somebody. Think about what you're saying. You're mitigating that, but I guess that's your thing. So, okay, whatever. All right, I'm done with the talking text line for the day. Y'all have fun. 833-212-1017 is the number. It's really unfortunate that people don't see how a system, you think the system is going to work that way just because you don't like the police. But then when it turns on you, because, you know, with us, they follow the letter of the law. Oh, no, we have to follow the law because the policy says, state law says. And you seem to never have a problem with that. But when it's one of them, well, we got to come up with a reason and a way to mitigate this, to make this not as bad as it should be. Oh no, we can't do that. Y'all pitiful. Oh, y'all pitiful. 833-212. I'm just kidding. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm just getting my top 5 because every time I do top 5, y'all get me mad and get me upset. And yes, I am upset about the Morgan Geyser thing. I am. Unconscionable.
Number 5.
Well, here's some happy news from Fox6Now.com. The Harlem Globetrotters are embarking on their most legendary tour yet, celebrating their centennial year. The team's 100-year tour will take place over at the Fiserv Forum for 2 shows on Friday, December 26th. So if you want to go, all you got to do is, sign up.
Number 4.
From Sand.com, I thought I was upset about Morgan. And then I learned what the U.S. spent on public schools in 2023. America's public school system received just south of $1 trillion in 2023. That's according to a new report. The nearly 13-figure spending came amid COVID that fueled declines in enrollment, attendance, and student proficiency. Despite the total being $946.5 billion in spending, the teacher didn't receive a pay raise that kept up with inflation. According to the Reason Foundation's K-12 Education Spending Spotlight, American schools spend an average of, this makes me sick, $25,941 per student. In non-inflation dollars, funding from like 2021 to 2023, it increased by 8.6%. But yet the schools are still doing bad. The schools are still doing poor. And most of that was a boost from COVID. I don't know why they needed it. It's the only time I know where kids are not in school. They're not using the facilities. They're not spending money at the school, but they still need more money. Almost $1 trillion. And what do we get in return? Nothing. Next.
Number 3.
So next time your honey gets mad at you, well, this one more so had to do with drugs. I mean, not opioids, not crack, but actually a crack pipe. Milwaukee woman pleaded guilty to a homicide charge in connection to a hit and run in the death of Mamadou Bamba. January 2025 incident stemmed from an argument between Bamba and the defendant, Shirley Hill. In court last Friday, Shirley Hill, 67 years old, pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree reckless homicide. And sentencing is scheduled for January 23rd, 2020, maybe 2026, maybe 2026, because y'all put 25. Y'all should, AI probably wrote it anyway. Y'all should like double check. She faces up to 40 years in prison and 20 years of extended supervision. See, if she had just done attempt homicide, she could have went to a mental institution, got out, and escaped. They fought over a crack pipe. A crack pipe.
What?
Not crack, or who was gonna smoke the crack? A crack pipe. So she got mad, got in her car, they hit him. They had an argument. Investigators say the woman hit him with her car, took off. Happened on 14th and North. Court records show they took a woman to a dope house before stopping at 14th and North. Per the complaint, at one point, Hill and Mamadou started arguing over his crack pipe. It goes on to say he got out the car, she followed, then got back inside, chased him down. She also reversed back over him and drove off. Get into an argument with somebody in the car. The one thing, don't get out the car. If you do, get out the car. I'm sorry. That's wild. That's wild. Now, you remember a couple of weeks ago I was complaining about support animals? This is why I argued about support animals.
Number 2.
From Fox6Now.com, a Waukesha County business said it can help you get approved to live with your dog or cat, even if your landlord won't allow pets. It's an online letter writing service one psychology expert calls professional nonsense. So, Touch ESA operates online, lists an office address in Elm Grove. Its founder promised to hook you up with an official disability letter declaring your dog or cat an emotional support animal, a designation that confers certain federal disability rights. Fox 6 investigators found you don't even have to talk to a therapist. All you need is about $50 and 15 minutes. Emotional support animals are a real thing that some mental health experts believe can help individuals cope with severe psychological challenges. After all, there's hardly a stronger bond than the one between human and pets. Let's try humans because it's a stronger bond. Well, anyway. One person, Kelly Farrell, says of her 8-year-old dog, West, if I didn't have him, I would really struggle. Then again, it's not easy to find an apartment that allows pit bulls. They're so misunderstood. So she asked her doctor to write a letter proclaiming her pit bull to be an emotional support animal. 1, 2, 3, he was in. Now, she genuinely struggles with anxiety and depression, and West gives her purpose. But Chris Sass says he started Touch ESA, and we have a service here that can help ease your stress. The website boasts low-cost emotional support letters anywhere. According to the site, you get a $49 housing letter to help you keep a pet where pets aren't allowed. Sass says it's really not a money game. It's more of a cause. Maybe I should get one and then I could bring a dog to work with me every day. Like, what would be the most bizarre thing I could come up with that would be a support animal? An orangutan? Let me see. A bird? But how you keep a bird on a leash? Can you take a bird on an airplane? Like, what could I use to be a support animal? I know. Have you seen the Liberty commercial?
Say, get a lizard.
An ostrich. I'll get an ostrich and then take him on a plane. Be like, hey, this my. I paid for a seat. Ostrich gonna sit there. Ostrich poop on the plane. Hey, have you heard the song "My Girlfriend's Back"? You know, like, hey, lottie, my girlfriend's back.
Number 1.
From JS Online, Illinois police say Morgan Geyser initially refused to give her name to officers when she was captured on the night of November 13th. The Posen Police Department, located south of downtown Chicago near the Indiana border, says officers were called to Thornton's truck stop for a report of a male and female loitering behind the building. So first of all, let me help you with your directions. Posen is west of I-57. I-57 ain't nowhere near Indiana. So let me help you with that one. Number 2. Anyway, officers found both Morgan Geyser and the man she was with sleeping on the sidewalk. Geyser reportedly refused to provide her real name and initially gave a false one. After officers continued to try to identify her, Geyser told officers she didn't want to tell them who she was because she had done something really bad. Geyser also suggested officers could just Google her name. Police confirmed it was Geyser, took her into custody, and the man she was with, whose name has not been released but now has been released, is a 43-year-old. And, of course, they didn't resist arrest. Of course, they say everything nice about these wonderful, nice little people who just would never do anything wrong. This is trash. This is absolute trash. There is no reason why that girl was not in prison. They should have locked her up and threw away the key. And I guess now they will. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. When we come back, President Trump is attacking now the nursing profession.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Dominican University Stars.
Jovanovic free throw line. Backs down DeVries with a left-hand dribble. Feeds, fires, and scores. Hubbard as well on the floor. Aguilar in. Bulldog scoops and scores. Two tough ones for Amar Aguilar.
Scott Warris has the coverage Tuesday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Harley-Davidson is an iconic Milwaukee brand, recognized worldwide for its innovation and strength. For many years, Harley-Davidson has partnered with Junior Achievement to prepare the future workforce of our community. Together, we're ensuring young people discover the career path that's right for them. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, I got a poll question for you today. So if you're in the YouTube chat, based on what we now know, should Morgan Geyser have gone to prison or a mental health institution? So either prison or institution. So make sure you go to the YouTube chat. Should Morgan Geyser have gone to prison or be institutionalized? I just want to know which one. Anyway. Get myself all upset. Get me all worked up about that. Anyway, story on the route. Trump made a decision to downgrade degrees in nursing and other professions, and they wrote the fact that it's a direct threat to black students' dreams. It's a direct threat to all nurses' dreams. So let's look at it like this. The Trump administration, and I'm sorry, it's a story by Mahalia Otshundy, O-T-S-H-U-N-D-Y, on theroot.com. The Trump administration is making it significantly harder for graduate students across the nation to find their education and is jeopardizing their future careers by classifying some degrees as non-professional. So here's some of the changes. Education Secretary Linda Mahanen, former CEO of WWE, is implementing caps on student loans for degrees now deemed non-professional. That's a part of President Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill Act. That's according to The Independent. Trump's Big Beautiful Bill aims to cut federal spending, including food, benefits, and Medicaid, while increasing spending on border and defense initiatives, the BBC reports. And these cuts include reductions to education funds, which will disproportionately affect black graduate students. Education Data Initiative notes that 66% of black students rely on student loans compared to only 47.4% of white graduate students. Denying graduate nursing programs professional degree status would exacerbate financial hurdles and systemic barriers for black nurses. I love how people always use systemic, but they never explain what the systemic issue is. Hindering their career advancement and worsening their underrepresentation in leadership, faculty, and other overall nursing professions. Professional degree students such as law, medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, and chiropractic can borrow up to $50,000 a year and $200,000 over the course of their degree. Students who are not in a professional degree course, like physician assistants, physical therapists, and nurses, can only borrow $20,500 per year and $100,000 overall. Well, that's ridiculous, number one. Number two, do those programs cost less? Because I'm going to tell you, if you're paying $200,000 to become a physician assistant or a physical therapist or even a nurse, you got issues. That's just me. I disagree with the move because I think if you want to expand your education, that's your choice. Online, this decision could redefine what it is or isn't to be in a professional degree, has sparked outrage with folks who cannot believe nursing is not considered a professional degree. That's not what they're doing. They're saying a graduate degree in nursing is not a professional degree based on the loan limits. Now, here's my issue. It's a loan, so why do you care? It's not like the federal government's paying for you to become a physician assistant or a nurse or anything like that, so that doesn't make any sense. But $20,000 a year is not a lot of money. That's $10,000 a semester. If you go to summer school, you're pretty much done. Former occupational therapist and Congressman Tim Kennedy, representing New York's 26th congressional district, posted on X stating that the funding cuts are an attack on the American healthcare system and will hurt communities nationwide. They will. They will. And I don't care if Representative Tim Kennedy is a Republican or Democrat, he is 110% correct. The American Association of Colleges of Nursing wrote that they're deeply concerned by the decision to move forward with a proposed definition of professional degree programs that excludes nursing and significantly limits the student loan access. If anything, they should be forcing schools to lower their tuition so that more people can get in. That's just me. I'm just one guy. Because listen, there's some professions that I don't really care what the race is. At the moment, I need help. Would I prefer to go to a black medical doctor? Absolutely. But if I'm in an emergency, I'm not really caring. I just need some help. When I call 911, I want the best cop, the best qualified cop to show up. If there's something that's going on in the community or in our neighborhood, something that's indigenous to our culture, I prefer to have a black cop who can understand and understand when somebody's blowing smoke too. You know what I'm saying? So when they're trying to, conflate the issue or make it something it's not, just like a white community or an Irish community or an Asian community. That's all. But when you redefine what's professional by a person who used to work for the WWE and has no education background whatsoever, she's a numbskull. And she's just following what Trump wanted her to follow. And that by itself makes it scary. 833-212-1017 is the number. Should Morgan have gone to prison or a mental institution? That's what I say. And that's what you should answer. There's a poll in the YouTube chat. And remember, you can stream and watch us on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You never miss a live show. And you would be able to vote like we're doing right now. Me personally, I think little Chickadee should have went to prison. She should be sitting her little hiney in prison. That's just me. I do. I think she should have gone to prison. I think she's already proven that she should have went to prison. Because no matter what you say and what you do, she has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that she should have been in prison. Steve, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. How about you, Dr. Ken?
I'm good.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment about, you were talking about the physician's assistants and nursing.
Right.
I just wanted to stress how important physician's assistants are, especially when doctors are spread a little bit too thin. The physician's assistant, if you go to see one for a problem, they'll sit down and talk to you, ask you more questions than the doctor would because they're not as stressed for time. And in a lot of cases, they are just as good, if not slightly better diagnosticians than an MD.
Correct.
And that goes for nurse practitioners also.
Well, definitely a nurse practitioner.
Two very important jobs.
Yes, very true. And so it's only for the graduate level because they want to be able to limit the amount of money they get. But it's only financial. You know what I'm saying? It's only financial. It's a designation they have for school loans.
Exactly.
So I understand what they're trying to do, but there's no way you're going to go to I don't think it really matters, but if you decide to go to a top-tier school, there's no way you can get through school on $20,000 a year. It just can't happen.
Oh, definitely. And that's just a regular RN specializing in as a nurse practitioner, and that's going to cost a hell of a lot more money.
Yep. Well, nursing school costs a lot of money by itself, too. Them 4 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to specialize like anesthesia or something like that, it's going to really cost you.
Yes, it is.
Not that it doesn't to begin with, as you just stated.
That is true.
But the medical profession, there's a lot of people spread too thin, and they need all the support we can give them, especially if they're doing a good job.
That's true, but on the flip side, they are making money of the insurance through the insurance industry, and so they're getting paid abnormally high because they created a closed environment where in order to get in, you have to pass these tests. And so then you get paid through insurance. So essentially, the person never really knows how much they're paying the doctor. They pay the doctors and the hospitals more so that they don't have to pay you more. So in many instances, the person who's paying loses in the end.
Oh, yeah, I don't deny the healthcare system needs total reform, and I don't know how we're going to begin to do that unless you could. Well,
it's called cash.
There's those that say
it's called cash.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Just kind of on a side note, what do you think about these? I don't know if it's Denmark or one of those countries where basically a third of your gross goes to medical coverage, but you're covered for everything, diagnostics, everything, no deductibles. I mean, I could go for something like that.
How much?
An older person like myself.
How much?
Well, I believe now this was a few years ago. I don't know if it's the same, but like a third of your salary was taken for health care, but you were covered for everything.
Well, if you're not sick, that's basically Social Security. You're taking from the people who aren't sick and paying for the people that are sick. But it's still probably overpaying those medical doctors. And so the
Definitely,
people...
but there's no... So there's got to be a happy medium, I know. How do we create that?
Well, there is no medium. You have to treat it like a business. And when you do, the prices will shake off because eventually somebody's going to come in and say, I'll take cash and I'll work by cash. And if you pay me cash, then it'll be like any other medical. Like you go to a healthcare, and you go to get any type of medical care. If you pay cash, it's significantly cheaper.
Oh, definitely.
Than if you use
but
insurance.
Who can afford that?
Most people can afford it. Exactly. They just don't ask. And some hospitals give you a range. Well, it can cost you between this and this. And I remember telling a certain hospital system in Milwaukee, excuse me, yes, this is against federal law. I asked you for the price, not a range. Federal law says you have to give me a price. And I might be wrong about that.
Exactly.
But I've gone other places where I went to an orthopedic doctor, and I got their list. And I paid out of my pocket. And it was significantly cheaper than what I pay. Because if you think about the deductible that you pay and the copay, it's more than many of those procedures. But if you went in and said, hey, can I pay cash? You could probably get away with paying cash, and it's significantly less. But nobody asks. Nobody wants to. So they're taking advantage of people being lazy.
Exactly. From what you said about them giving a range, that's not transparent. So we need transparency, more transparency with, like you said, it is a business.
Yes, it is.
People's lives.
Yep. Yeah.
Capitalism at its finest.
I wouldn't go that far because remember, the way the healthcare system is a minority business. If you think about it, it's not a lot of healthcare in America. There's, when you look at the large systems and the systems that work in America in comparison to other businesses, it's not a lot of them. But you have lobbyists who go in for the minority, and it impacts the majority. And that's the part we need to change.
That's true, and there is a certain hypocrisy with the faith-based healthcare when they talk about the mission of Jesus. I'm not a religious man, more spiritual, but when I think of the mission of Jesus, I think of something good. Just like some of the hospitals that we'll take St. Joe's for instance. Their motto was, serve the underserved, pillar of the community, and it's basically a ghost town now. Yeah. And that demographic has to go elsewhere for certain things, and they might not have transportation. They might just take the bus. And so where's the mission statement now?
Well, because unfortunately, hospital systems are run by people who have MBAs in healthcare, not people who took the Hippocratic Oath in the medical field.
Exactly. Yep. Perfectly stated, and the perfect way to end our conversation. You take care, and it was great to talk to you.
Same here.
Have a good one.
And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, our final traffic check of the day. Here's the...
Well, we got delays on southbound 41, pretty much from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side slowing down just before North Avenue all the way up to just past Burleigh. We've got eastbound 94 kind of backing up right now. We've got basically from Springdale Road all the way through the Barker Road area to Brookfield Road. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street to Hawley. On the westbound side, got delays from about 20th Street all the way to Hawley Road as well. Remember that crash on on 175 southbound's off-ramp to Wells, so keep that in mind. And then southbound 43, very heavy from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, chance of rain or drizzle, patchy fog, a low of 43. Tomorrow, a chance for showers, a high of 52. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long, like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake.
Today's College Month Spotlight on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is brought to you by Marquette University, and I am so excited to be joined by sophomore at Marquette, Kennedy Luckett, who is the first Wade Scholarship Award recipient, and she received that award live on the Today Show. Kennedy, thanks for joining us here today. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
That is fantastic. Let's get right into it. Why did you choose to become a Marquette Golden Eagle?
I chose to be a Golden Eagle because even when I was applying, the emails they sent me seemed very personable. They really wanted me there. They were even letting me know about like scholarship opportunities. They were letting me know about honors programs, so they let me know about honors and stuff like that. It just seemed like they really wanted me to be there, and they really wanted to inform me about all they had to offer. And that is very important to me because I didn't want to go to like a super large school. I wanted to be able to connect with my professors, which I've had the opportunity to do. I didn't want to seem too drowned out by everybody else. I wanted to really get the connections that I could be able to use, and Marquette definitely showed me they wanted me there and that they could do that.
That is fantastic. I know Marquette goes the extra mile to make sure students understand what that Marquette experience is going to be. But what has been your favorite part about being a student at Marquette so far?
My favorite part has been how walkable the campus is. It's super beautiful. I love just walking and going on walks, and I feel like safe in the campus. You can't just like go walking everywhere, you know? So being able to just do that on my campus is really nice. And then also like the different connections I get to make, like even being able to get a Wade scholarship and meeting Dwayne Wade, I was like, whoa, that's super cool.
That is so cool that you had that experience to meet the Dwayne Wade, but also enjoying your experience on campus at Marquette University. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And this has been your College Scholarship Month Spotlight with Marquette University right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers dominate the Vikings 24-6 on Sunday, holding J.J. 9 McCarthy to 87 yards and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
All three phases contributed to that win. It's never easy going against a division rival and a team that has beat us twice in a row at Lambeau, so that felt really good. And
Packers are in Detroit on Thanksgiving. Kickoff is at noon. The Milwaukee Bucks are in crucial need of a win as they look to get one against the Trailblazers tonight. Damian Lillard, recently waived from the Milwaukee Bucks, returned to the Blazers this offseason. Tip-off is tonight at 7. Badger football defeated number 21 ranked Illinois on Saturday 27-10 in their final home game of the season. Their final regular season game is up in Minnesota for the Battle of the Axe. Kickoff is Saturday at 2:30. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, when it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. This month, you can score a whole house of new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. It's raining right now. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. Also want to remind you the award-winning 1017 The Truth, as you well know, is the proud home of Milwaukee Panther basketball. Panthers basketball is back at home as they look to take on Dominican University Stars tomorrow at UWM Panthers Arena. Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow on 1017 The Truth and Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off set for 6 o'clock. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me go back. So the poll basically said it was like 83%, 17% of sending Morgan Geiser to prison. Hey, what's up, Mr. Madi? Those at the graduate level will get more earning potential, which means they pay more taxes. Not necessarily, and that doesn't mean they'll get earning potential just because they have a graduate degree. They said invest in the population. Okay, this is loan money. This isn't like grant money. You're mixing the two. Let me see. I work for a tech company that builds an application for processing insurance claims. It'd be nice if we didn't have it. And universal health care doesn't work because eventually the government's going to stop wanting to pay for it. And they'll just tell you you don't have enough quality of life points and we're not paying anymore. Like if you reach a certain age, they're not going to give you a knee replacement or a hip replacement because they said, well, you won't live long enough for it to matter. It won't improve your quality of life. Like somebody else will tell you about your own life. So, yeah, that kind of stuff. It's yeah. Anyway. Didn't they just put a woman in jail last week? I had on my top 5 at 5 for the child care. She was getting payments and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, only to find out later. Oops. Miles said first they do not want to invest in people, and now they're downgrading people's intellectual ability to perform their job to the best of their ability. Actually, they didn't do that. They actually didn't do that. They said that they want to save money. Somewhere they think they're saving people. What I think medical doctors came in and complained that nurses were making as much money as them, or in some instances more, because like right now, if you're a physician assistant or nurse practitioner, I think it's physician assistant, you can get a group, but because the system is set up for medical doctors, right? So you have to have a medical doctor on your staff being, quote unquote, the advisory person or whatever. But, physician assistants can open up a practice and it can be 3 or 4 of them and they can practice medicine. And it's cheaper. It's probably more in depth. They have more compassion. So, I mean, it's got to change, but the people are going to have to make a change. People have got to make a change. 833-212-1017 is the number. I had a couple stories here I wanted to try to get to. Let me see. Have you ever gone hunting, Zach?
No, I'm afraid of guns.
You're afraid of guns?
Yeah.
Wow. Why? Okay, I'm not going to get into that. Well, here's another reason why to make you afraid of guns. A hunter was found dead from a gunshot wound in Fond du Lac County on Saturday. According to the Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office at 8:30, the Sheriff's Office got a 911 from the area of Stumpf Road and Wild Goose Road in the town of Oakfield. That's near State Highway 49. The caller found the person who was hunting in the area earlier in the day dead near a tree stand from an apparent gunshot wound. Deputies, along with an ambulance, responded. Preliminary investigation shows a person identified as a 24-year-old man from Lomira had a gunshot wound from what is believed to be an unintended discharge. Turned out to be 20-year-old Michael Kotke. The sheriff's office said this is an isolated incident and there is no danger to the public. Unlike what they did in Madison. Okay. I'm not going to let that go. I'm not going to let it go. It still sticks in my craw. 47 minutes after the hour, it's 48 degrees. Again, the low tonight is 43. So we're about five whole degrees from our stated low. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that rolls through in a minute. So I'm a little perplexed. I don't know if you all got the story late last week. They found a black man who allegedly hung himself out in Brookfield on a golf course. And the family is kind of upset and they want some answers. They said there are too many unanswered questions. That's, of course, a pattern we've seen before. Suicide by hangings doesn't sound like tragic. It sounds more like trauma, like there's something wrong with the person. But people have to understand about law enforcement. They don't, unless the family speaks to the media, most law enforcement agencies, when they believe it to be a suicide, don't release that information. They don't report on it. They don't tell people. And most media places won't tell you that a suicide occurred because that's one of those things that you really don't want to make the family feel bad or make their hurt worsen. So many times it's just not pushed. It's just not publicized. The flip side of that is it's hard for families to grasp and recognize when someone wants to kill themselves and they do it. That's the unfortunate part. I think what people don't understand is in many instances when people decide they want to hurt themselves, they do it. And there are a lot of precursors that come to that and a lot of things that they do before doing that. And a lot of times family members miss it. And so that's unfortunate that happened. However, I hope the family gets the answers that they've been looking for because it's important to get closure. And that's in the death of anyone.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's a big week for Milwaukee College Prep. MCP is a high-performing nonprofit charter network serving more than 2,000 black and brown scholars from K-3 through 8th grade right here in Milwaukee. And the results speak for themselves. MCP scholars are outpacing MPS average in math, ELA growth, attendance, and closing achievement gaps. This Giving Tuesday, keep the momentum going by doing your part by donating to MCP at mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025. That's mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
You make time for everyone else. Family, work, everything in between. Now it's time to take care of you. If you're 45 to 64 and don't have insurance or your plan doesn't cover screenings, you may qualify for free mammograms and Pap tests through the City of Milwaukee Health Department's Breast and Cervical Cancer Awareness Program. Call 414-286-2133 to see if you're eligible. Real self-care starts with your health, and early detection saves lives. Funded by Wisconsin Well Woman. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/wellwoman. Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Interesting. Should Morgan have gone to prison or a mental institution? 77% said prison. 23% said institution. I say when she was cleared from the institution, send her to prison. Clearly that's where she's headed, so I guess we don't have a problem with that. I guess not. That's just one of them things. She should go. Hey, y'all have a good evening, Young Money. Who else? Mr. Dupree, Mr. Madi. I saw Kwanzaa up in here earlier. Was SC in today? I didn't see her. I didn't see SC today. I saw Kwanda. I saw LT. I saw Mao. I thought I saw Sincere up in here. Well, it's good to see you all. Have a great day. Don't work too hard. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you, brother. God bless. Take care. Stay out the rain. I'm out.
Be quiet.